in this event. But it's this wild card, these two wild cards that we will be paying attention to. Nepo tied for first. Ali Reza showing that he can play with the best of them. And a quiet C3.
No Rossalimo, bishop b5. No open Sicilian with d4. And c3 and knight. Okay. Here, I know there's some tricky bishop c4 and bishop b5 types of moves that a lot of players play, including Peter Svidler. And here we're seeing it. After d4, cd, instead of the automatic recapture, c3 takes d4, bishop c4, trying to trick the young man.
Whenever I do this, everybody plays e6.
And ignores you
instantly and says, "Don't worry, we're not worried."
I'm not playing knight d6. I'm not trying to win the pawn.
Yes, exactly. So Ali Reza already thinking again. We've seen that despite being such an incredibly fast player, he does allow time pressure. I mean, that is something that's been a part of his makeup. We've seen it in all the games. It's just that he's so good when he's in time pressure.
Right.
But he's got to be careful against the really top dog players
like
of
Nepo.
the world, like a Nepo.
Absolutely. Now, here there's something to be said for, again, not capturing on c3, but playing the move d6, and after captures on, wow. Now this looks like, ooh.
You're asking for it when you play a move like that one.
G6.
And an instant knight g5 plunked down. No respect for the young man's last move.
I was about to say, I'm not sure I like this move, g6. Of course, if you get in bishop g7 castles, then you're perfectly safe. You get d6. But the thing that Nepo wants to provoke is the move e6, e7, e6, weakening the dark squares around the king side. Is g6 a bad move?
He's out of his book. And the thing is, knight takes on e5 is answered by takes on d4, and now your knight is under threat. But you have to play h6, because if you move your knight, bishop takes f7 is
right.
If you move your knight away, so you have to play h6 and play this position after takes, and bishop takes on g5, and it is white for choice big time in this position. Ali Reza is out of his theory this early. What a successful opening choice it has been for Nepo. And e6, according to the engine behind me, is the only move you can play, or the best move you can play right now.
And
but you create so many weaknesses in your position.
And he just doesn't want to do it, and I can understand him very, very well.
And he's taking on e5. That is really a lot to be doing in this position. And I think
we're looking
sitting up in his chair is Nepo. He does know that he can take on.
He senses opportunity.
On d4. I can't imagine knight c4 being a move with the idea of shutting down the diagonal and playing for d5, because a4, but a4 can be met by a5, d4 by d5. What's the deal? He's played queen takes on d4.
What?
Wait, what?
Knight takes e5, queen takes d4.
He's prepared to meet bishop g7 with a capture on f7. Did he play f6?
No, that's my analysis for it.
Okay.
That's a cutie.
But bishop g7 can be met by a capture on f7.
Precisely. Bishop g7. Bishop f7, maybe not as good as knight takes. You could go knight f3 check. No, I'm not feeling, well, come on, show me. I'm from Missouri. You gotta prove
we're in Missouri. You're not from Missouri, but
you gotta prove me wrong or prove me right.
Prove it. What?
Okay, there is this.
What did he just play?
I don't know.
He did not play f6.
No, I believe we have queen takes d4 on the board.
No, I want to know what he played.
He did play f6.
He played f6, allowing queen takes e5. But he saw that move.
But I guess queen takes e5 would run into bishop h. Well, I don't know what it's going to run.
What is going on? He just allowed a queen sack on e5 that we've seen.
He did play queen.
In baby tactic books. This one is insane.
It's not
what
so
was his
clear,
plan?
though. I think his plan is to play d5. What do you think about d5?
Okay, d5.
On the board?
And if queen to e5, you want to play...
No.
queen to d4, you want to play e5.
Correct. And then I can move my queen and capture on e. Well, that should be
That
wonderful
looks
for white.
completely great for white.
So what we're discussing, everybody, is moving our queen. Now remember, don't touch the knight. I'll take the rook. But after you tickle my queen, I'll move my queen. Now you got to recapture your piece. But this looks wonderful for white.
It's still equal material, though. It is. Looks, after queen e7. Nepo is studying the position. Whoever sees a position like this?
Because he's feeling like, isn't there some
Like a
kind
straight
of a win?
concrete refutation. Is what he's looking for. He's brought his queen
back to
straight back, saying you've got to take on g5. He's going to play bishop takes on g5. He said he likes this position, and who can blame him?
Absolutely.
As his position looks fantastic.
You got to take the knight. Bishop takes. Now bishop g7
game.
and castles is going to cost you the e7 pawn.
Well, you're not doing that anytime soon. You got to fix your position first. You cannot castle as white has castled. You cannot castle with black right now because of bishop takes e7. Well, I guess you could and then pin the bishop, but queen's trade will happen. Queen to d6. Now he's just scrambling, is the youngster, to try to get a decent position with queen to d6. Knight to a3. Nasty move.
I don't like it.
A tempo with knight b5.
I don't like queen d6 whatsoever. Even after rook e1, I like white's position all day.
Choice,
rook e1, and you don't want to play e6, which is the ugliest French defense you can imagine.
You will be playing e6.
But knight a3, what you're saying, Maurice, that's a nasty move by Nepo. He's looking at knight b5 and tickling the queen even more. You can't castle, e7 is definitely hanging.
And you can't. And playing a6 looks miserable. That's a move you don't want to play because of that full loss of a tempo. So he's played bishop to d7, and now a rook just sliding over to the d1 square, preserving the e1 square for the other rook. And he's, like I said, e6 was going to happen. E6 had to happen. Now the question is, what's the blast? What's the kicker?
I'm thinking you just knight b5 or rook e1, and the pressure that white's pieces are exerting on black's position is just really intolerable. This does not look good at all.
But knight b5, queen to c5, knight d4 looks
correct.
Good.
Knight b5 to d4. Swing that knight around. Go after the backward pawn on the e6 square.
You've got to do something right now. So that's why knight b5. Because black is ready to castle and put a rook on e8, and you could say pressure, but black will be defending. Knight to b5. Did he take? He did not. He took it. Woo! He's going to play, what, king f7 now? What else can he do but king f7? And how do you crack the position, Yaz? It looks bad, but...
Well, queen d7, I've got c3, c4.
No, queen d7 is playable. Queen d7, I was not looking to trade queens, but...
What did he play instead?
He did play queen d7.
No choice. Now, you could play queen takes d7, king takes d7. If you play rook takes, I go rook e1. I've got this move,
but queen
c3.
b4.
c3, c4 is a cracker. But
queen b4 not trading down at all.
I prefer that move.
And saying, how are you going to deal with this? h6, threatening the bishop. The kid's a wily defender, so he's not just going to die.
I'm thinking
he's playing for g5 as well, chasing the bishop out and back.
The weird part is I didn't like the bishop on g5. I love the bishop on g3. Go ahead and castle long if you like.
Wait. What's
Ali
this?
Riza.
Queen to e7.
Queen e7, inviting bishop d6? Are you kidding me? You transferred the bishop from g5 to d6? All day long,
this
bishop
sequence.
d6
Bishop d6
is coming.
Back to d7. And he's now only got 10 seconds on the clock. How to defend this position.
Rook e1 is coming, and it's all Nepo. But by the way, no time for
Russia. He's just instantly moving now, and he's finally he should have castled queenside on the last move instead of giving up moves. Now he can play queen c5 check and trade queens and pick off the e6 pawn, can't he?
Yeah, but even I am not even interested in that pawn. I'm thinking bishop to g3. By the way, I'm told that that Wesley has made a draw. So Nepo could take a lead.
Take the lead yet again.
With a win.
With a win.
And I'm thinking bishop g3 and queen a5 is just game over. But you're right. I could go queen c5 check, queen c6, and rook takes e6.
Very
snaring
concrete
a pawn.
snaggle of a pawn.
And saying, hey, what are you going to do for it?
Your position sucks.
It's terrible.
All of White's pieces are better. And so he's just thinking about which one he wants to do. Rook takes e6. Wake us up. Wake us up. Whoa.
Hello, good morning, St.
And he's
Louis.
taking the rook, and it's a mating attack. Or is it queen c7, king back, and queen g7 style points to Nepo for this one? But was it the best continuation?
Best.
He could play queen takes b7 right now.
Rook g8? Wait a minute. Why did you sacrifice a rook? You could have been material.
Oh, wait a minute. What am I
Nepo.
talking about?
Yeah.
The bishop is hanging on d6.
Precisely. He's going to take that bit, and he's taking the pawn on b7. This is an intuitive sacrifice, and I hate it.
What just happened? He took on b7 and blundered his bishop.
Well, he had no choice.
We could have played queen e5, though. Oh, no,
and
the
then
bishop
he
was
takes
hanging
his
anyway.
bishop.
He just blundered.
Yeah, no, this rook
What
takes
insanity,
e6.
a turnaround, incredible. Now the kid's up a rook for 3 pawns, but it's a rook.
He thought rook takes e6 was going to be a mate.
Whoa.
But look at this, queen e2. No, what?
Whoa!
King g7.
Nasty trick. There's a back rank mate issue.
But I don't think that was a good move at all, Marie. c3, c4. And look at, these pawns are going to race down the board, and the knight is in a pin. Look at this.
He cannot play rook takes.
And
he's just giving back the rook. He's disgusted with what he did. He cannot believe what he has just done. And now he's busted. And like a beast, Nepo is all over him right now. Unbelievable blunders.
Turnaround.
Remember, he did that before against Aronian.
Oh my gosh, have we seen another blunder? No, he got bishop to d5.
And it's safe, all square now for Nepo as Firouzja managed to blunder back. He's got 2 seconds left, but he still has some tricky chances if he's careful. H4, A6 plate, H3 check. What's this about?
I never allow this pawn to go up
King
to
back.
H3.
And queen takes on A6. He took a pawn and said, I got it. 3 seconds. Both of them under 10 seconds, Yaz. Both of them under 10 seconds. Nepo not showing great technique. He's down to 3 seconds, and he's giving away his advantage. 4 seconds with a check on F3 possible. D1 hanging. Knight G4 now on the board. Rook to F1 with only 1 second. Knight back to F6, and they're just blitzing.
Oh, yeah. It's all about the clock
F3,
now.
3 seconds. Rook down,
back.
queen back to F5.
He's losing his bishop.
And he's down a piece. He's in trouble. Oh my goodness, 5 seconds left. He's looking for the pawn on H3, but he's not going to get it.
Yes,
queen
he is.
E6.
Oh, he could have played G4.
And now queen E2. Rook mate on F1 and the back rank.
But
and he
B2 is hanging.
And now rook to B1. He's got to adjust. The F3 pawn is hanging. Rook to F1. Knight G4 on the board now. Queen hanging. Queen to E2. Knight back, and F3 is going to drop. F3 is going to drop.
Not so clear,
Not so easy a trade, and now here comes the king up the board. B2 is hanging. He can't leave the back rank alone. Both of them with very little time.
Is in a mating net on the first rank, and
there it is. Here he comes with total
over.
domination. Now give me that, and a check, and a knight check will follow, and a pawn will advance, and that's it. What a comeback by the kid.